Hello everyone and welcome to this week's game devlog on the Blue Dots Expedition, a turn-based strategy flight game. I want to open up with a question. You ever have one of those periods where there are things on your to-do list that take up much more time than you thought they were going to take, and at the same time you have more pressing matters to address while you're trying to get these tasks done? Well, yeah. Let's get into the fun stuff first. I had to break one of my personal rules and started using text to illustrate the controls and mechanics due to how many of them are going to be happening at any given time. Being inspired by Modern Warfare's tutorial, thank you tons of Huns, I'm planning on introducing the individual mechanics to the player one by one, and then take off their training wheels when they've been introduced and they have to apply what they've learned or not learned in the midst of battle. To make things less confusing, I made the designated areas color-coded to the ships, and they'll only apply their logic when the designated ship gets into the designated area, just to really hammer it home. I moved on to the flight mode tutorial. I had to repurpose the old system to make it more streamlined, rather than just play with the controller until the game gives you permission to go into the battle. Like the strategy mode, it introduces one mechanic at a time, and will move on when you've moved around enough or done enough barrel rolls, stuff like that. Plus, it's a hell of a lot easier to program since this was in real time and not turn-based like in the strategy mode. There's still more to do in both modes, but I think it's more, I don't want to say more simple, but more clear. Moving on in the list of things that take longer than they should, and also making things clear. I had the camera system working last time, but I needed more polish, and also some keyboard and mouse controls. I got the keyboard and mouse controls in. I also added some small additions like better movement when following the movement cursor, moving the camera to a new battle when it's initiated, and going to the selected battle in the new battle selection menu. I'll probably have to add how to move the camera to the tutorial eventually. And to compensate for the camera system, I made the level bigger, which will at least help me come up with some new interesting scenarios while also giving the player enough space to look around. Okay, real talk. One of the main reasons for the lack of productivity is that I've been job hunting. And with it being the first quarter of the year where hardly any companies are looking for anybody due to tax reasons, and all the big networking opportunities being postponed or outright canceled due to the coronavirus outbreak doesn't help either. But things have been slowly moving along. I recently passed another exam and I have one more step to go before I become an industry trainer. Actually teach a recorded class, meaning I need to teach in front of people and hold their attention spans. Getting them involved, speaking with inflection, barely stuttering, unedited. Oh boy. If I can make a comparison, programmers are like the bass guitarists of the development team. For the most part, we just mind our own business, do what we do, and avoid the spotlight despite how integral programming is to games and software in general. Think, when was the last time you read or seen a review saying something along the lines of, "Wow, that game's programming went above and beyond"? I've spent a lot of the last 2 weeks planning out the class, getting people willing to do it, while at the same time having relatively low experience so that it'll still be genuine, and rehearsing the class over and over again based on their specifications. So to kind of take the edge off, I'm wondering, do you fear public speaking? How do you deal with it when you need to, if at all? I'd like to think I'm not the only one who feels this. I'm frustrated with the amount of work I did. Granted, both are important tasks that can't be half-assed, but I still wish I could have done more. Next time I hope to get the button icons within the text boxes via TextMesh Pro, get the healing function in the tutorial, repurpose the button system I have for the flight mode to make things easy for newcomers, and after that I'll hopefully move on to something else. That'll be it for this one. Let me know if you have any questions or feedback, take care of yourselves, and have a good week.